G'day, everybody, and welcome back to Nick Lane's Tie. I'm Nick. Yep, it's going to be another video in the chorusing series. Chorusing. I've got my background around the right way this time around, although I'm still seem to be blocking my chorusing frogs there, so I might have to adjust that somewhat. Um, I recommend looking at the first video in the series if you're interested in seeing, what chorusing is. I think there's a few different well, certainly are a few different words out there. There's chorusing, shadowing, there's parroting, and not everyone probably uses the same sort of definition of each word. So have a look at that first video to see how I'm defining those words. There's also some links in the spreadsheet that I'm using, which you can find a link to in the description. So have a look in there if you want to see what it's all about. And another thing I forgot to mention in earlier episodes is that something that I'm really focusing on is getting clips from male Thai speakers. The reason being is that, I mean, I think a lot of other people have noted this as well, but a lot of teachers happen to be women, a lot of Thai teachers. And there's a bit of a risk, or at least a fear, that I would pick up you know, female ways of saying things, like certain phrases and stuff that aren't really said by men as much. And yeah, I want to sound like a man. I am a man. So I, yeah, I'm trying to focus on male speakers for this exercise. To try and gravitate more towards, the male way of saying certain sentences and whatnot, and different sounds and which what, that sort of thing. So. Yeah, that's another part of this that I forgot to mention earlier. Okay, so the drill basically is that each week I'm picking a different clip. Um, and for chorusing, we're picking clips that are around 3 to 7 seconds. And the focus really is trying to copy the sounds as much as possible, so the way that they say it. And I'm trying to pick clips that have a word or a phrase or a particle or something that's interesting. And now, at first, I was just kind of picking any clip, but now, yeah, I'm trying to pick clips that have something interesting in there that I like the sound of, or I would like to use that in my speech a bit. So I'm trying to kind of mix that in. The clips that I'm using, I'm organizing those in a spreadsheet. Once again, link in the description. So in the second tab there, you'll find links to clips. So actually in the description, I put the Google Drive. So in that Google Drive is the link to the spreadsheet, but also the clips themselves. If you want to do some chorusing yourself, but using the same clips that I'm using, then you can just download from there. So I download them onto my phone, and then I just have a free audio app on the phone, import them in, and then it just needs to have the features for, playing it on loop and going back and forth within the clip to be able to do it over and over. And I'm just doing 5 minutes per day, pretty much. And then, like I said, changing once per week. So I'm doing about sort of 35 minutes per week. Not a heap, but I think it's a good place to start. And yeah, this will be my third clip and my third video. I'm trying to do a video each week as well, kind of showing you what I've done and just recording some clips of me doing the chorusing just for a record. And anyone who's interested can they can benchmark themselves against me, I guess. I think I'm doing so-so, but I feel like there's a lot that could be improved. But so far so good in terms of sticking to it. It's been relatively easy to stick to. 5 minutes is, you can always make room for 5 minutes, so that's not a problem at all. And the way I've set it up, it's easy to follow this kind of system, so I think that's not a problem. Okay, let me bring up my spreadsheet here. I'm not going to share. I'll just bring it up on my end. So the clip I'm using, if you go refer to that spreadsheet, it's clip number 4. And the clip itself is actually quite long. It's actually 7 seconds, but I'm actually only using the first 3 second portion of it. Now, I had originally intended to use a different clip, but this one I noticed once again, I had two things in it that I quite like the sound of, and I was like, oh yeah. So I'd sort of planned to work with clips later that had those sounds or those words in them. But then I found this clip, the start of this clip had some of those in it already, so I thought I'll just go with this. So the part of the clip that I've been doing this week isถ้าสมมติว่า portfolio มันไม่พออย่างเงี้ยไม่พออย่างเงี้ยมันไม่พออย่างเงี้ย. This is another situation where actually what I heard was I didn't hear the man. I don't think I heard the man. We'll come back to that. But the pieces that I was most interested in for this clip were ถ้าสมมติว่า like specifically the สมมติว่า part. ก็สมมติว่า I feel like I mean it is something that I do use sometimes, but I notice Thai people using it a lot, and it's like how do you translate to English? It's like sort of imagine this situation, or imagine if blah blah blah. You want to like set up something that you're talking about. Like imagine like if it was like this. So I feel like that's quite cool. I hear it a lot. I use it sometimes, but I'd like to use it more. So that was one of the reasons I picked this one. And also that part at the end of that section where it's like Yangia, Yangia. So actually the clip or like the phrase or whatever that I like is that I've heard a lot is Alayangya, 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 which is like something like this, translated into English. And it's Arai Yangya, Arai Yangya. But they say it so fast that you can't even hear the words really. They say Alangya, Alangya. And they sort of you know, run it all together becomes this little really fast phrase. And in some Thai people, like in interviews and stuff, I hear them saying it almost every sentence, like the sentence, blah blah blah, "Alang it, alang it, alang it." And I just thought, oh yeah, that sounds kind of cool. I'd like to bring that in, to my own talking as well. So that's another reason why I picked this clip. Obviously, it's got that English word in the middle, portfolio. Don't need to practice that really, English words, but that's just happened to be in there as well. So I'll do a bit of practice as I would normally do during the week, and then at the end I'll just record myself doing the clip without the sound. So when I'm talking over the top of the clip, and you'll be able to hear the clip, and you'll be able to hear me, and sometimes I'll just speak myself. They're the easiest things to do because one, when I'm talking at the same time as the clip, you can't actually hear my imperfections as much because you're hearing the clip as well. When I'm speaking on my own, I can kind of go at my own pace, such that I can still say it. But when I try to go at the pace of the clip, but without you hearing the clip, because I'll use my headphones, that's when you get the rawest sort of version of me trying to say it, and it turns out to be the worst version usually. And often I guess I'm not so surprised with the last two clips I've done, but it's somewhat worse than it seems to be when I've practiced it over the top of the clip. So that's an interesting kind of point. But the main problem's been with the speed, like just being able to get all the syllables out, in their full form such that they're understandable within the time that they say. It's just, sometimes I just find it so difficult. Like it feels like a tongue twister. Anyway, I'll try to stop talking and whoops, get back to this clip here. So we'll play it through a few times.
พอร์ตโฟลิโอมันไม่พออย่างเงี้ยแล้วถ้าสมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอมันไม่พออย่างเงี้ยแล้วอย่างเช่นถ้าสมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอมันไม่พออย่างเงี้ย
Because it's a longer clip, I have to actually keep on kind of restarting it manually rather than using the actual loop.
ถ้าสมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอมันไม่พออย่างเงี้ยแล้วถ้าสมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอมันไม่พออย่างเงี้ยถ้าสมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอมันไม่พออย่างเงี้ยถ้าสมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยถ้าสมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยถ้าสมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยถ้าสมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยและ
So I didn't really think I heard him say my poor. I don't know. I don't think I heard him say portfolio man my paw. I just heard my paw thingy. But
ถ้าสมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอมันไม่พออย่างเงี้ยแล้วอย่างเช่นถ้าส
ถ้าม
ม
สม
ติ
มติ
ว่า
ว่า
พอร์ตโฟลิโอ
portfolio
ไม่
ไม่
พ
พ
อ
อ
อ
อย่า
ย่าง ง
เงี้
เงี้
ย
ยแล้ว
ถ้าสมมติว่า
พอร์ตโฟลิ
portfolio
โอ
ไม่
ไม่
พ
พ
อ
อ
อ
อย่า
ย่าง ง
เงี้
เงี้
ย
ย
ถ้า
ถ้า
ส
ส
ม
ม
ม
ม
ติ
ติ
ว่า
ว่า
พอร์ตโฟลิ
ถ้าสมมติว่า
พอร์ต
ถ้าสมมติว่าถ้าสมมติว่าถ้าสมมติว่าถ้าสมมติว่าถ้าสมมติว่าถ้าสมมติว่าถ้าสมมติว่าถ้าสมมติว่าถ้าสมมติว่าถ้าสมมติว่า
ถ้าสมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยแล้วอย่างถ้าสมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ย
ถ้าสมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยถ้าสมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ย
ถ้าสมมติว่า
พอร์ต
พอร์ตโฟลิโอ
โฟลิโอ
ไม่พออย่างเงี้ยถ้า
ถ้าสมมติว่า
สมมติว่า
พอร์ตโฟลิโอ
พอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ย
ถ้าสมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยถ้าสมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยถ้าสมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยถ้าสมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ย So two things I noticed when I tried to really focus on the way he said it more than just the general rhythm was that the way he says portfolio was slightly different to the way I would say it with my normal accent. So I think he says I would say like portfolio more with the or on port, whereas I think the way he says it is more like portfolio, pot. And I feel like there's a slight pause between portfolio and my point yet. Although maybe that's where the mun comes in that I thought I couldn't hear, but it's in the auto transcription. So I think there's a slight pause there. I do find it hard to put that pause in when I'm just saying it myself without the clip guiding me. So yeah, it's just such a brief pause. I'll do a few more and then we'll try to do the recording.
สมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยแล้วอย่างเช่น buy พอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยถ้าสมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยถ้าสมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยถ้าสมมติว่าพอร์ตโฟลิโอไม่พออย่างเงี้ยถ้าสมมติ
Okay, that's probably enough to do the recording. So um, let's see here. Okay, I think we're back to recording. So I've got my headphones in. So I'm going to be playing it from the YouTube video. You won't be able to hear it in this video. Um, and but I'll be able to record it, follow the um the audio that I'm hearing, but then you'll be able to hear how it actually sounds without the clip in the background. So let me just find the right spot. No, I don't have any sound. Right, portfolio ไม่พออย่างเงี้ยสมมติว่า portfolio ไม่พออย่างเงี้ยถ้าสมมติว่า portfolio ไม่พออย่างเงี้ยถ้าสมมติว่า portfolio ไม่พออย่างเงี้ยถ้าสมมติว่า portfolio ไม่พออย่างเงี้ยถ้าสมมติว่า portfolio ไม่พออย่างเงี้ยว่า portfolio ถ้าสมมติว่าถ้าสมมติว่า portfolio ไม่พออย่างเงี้ยถ้าสมมติว่า 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 portfolio ไม่พออย่างเงี้ย Okay, I think that's enough of that. So that's the clip for this week. Not quite sure which one I'm going to do. Just one of the ones I've already got. I think I won't make any more right now. But I'm always looking for interesting phrases to add. Actually, one that I saw today was it's not exactly a phrase, but it's basically how Thai people, instead of saying we say in English if we want to, have a pause or we're not quite sure what to say next, we often say and ah. But Thai people say bat, 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 bat. So I was kind of wanted to find a good clip of someone doing that, and then so I could try and internalize that as well because I do still say I had that problem before, actually maybe a year ago or 6 months to a year ago, where I would often say in the middle of speaking Thai. I think I've got better at that. I think I've largely got rid of that. I'm still doing it a little bit, but it would be good to just replace it with bat. So then even if I do have to say bap, then I'm saying the correct Thai way of doing it instead of the English way of doing it. So that's one for me to look for a good clip for. Point on that, actually, a good website for finding clips of a specific phrase or a specific word is called Youglish. Youglish. Youglish.com. And you can pick lots of different languages. They have Thai. And it just basically searches YouTube videos. And it's quite pretty cool, actually. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for coming and looking at this video. And I will see you in the next one. Cheers.